Hey guys, we're on Survivor, season 42, episode 10. All right. Last time we had Roxroy and Tori getting voted out. Roxroy got voted out because Omar changed the votes because Roxroy is shopping around an all guys alliance. And Omar didn't want that because he didn't want to compete with the guys. Hai also didn't want that because he doesn't trust Roxroy because every time they speak, Roxroy kind of speak over him and doesn't really listen to him. And also, Omar didn't want that because he couldn't really manipulate Roxroy. Roxroy is very stubborn, and he's not, Omar can't really use him, so he wanted to get rid of him. Hai convinced Mike to also get rid of Roxroy after Mike gave his word that he wouldn't put down Roxroy's name, and Mike felt pressured into it. So when they get back to the tribe, Mike was upset. He was telling Omar about it, even though he said to Hai, no problem. He was telling Omar about it, and Omar was even though Omar was the one that started the whole vote in the first place, he was sort of feeding that division between Mike and Hai because he wanted Mike over to his side so he can use him. On the other side, Jonathan wanted to get rid of Drea, and he bullied Miriam into voting for Drea. And he wanted to split the votes between Miriam and Drea. And of course, Miriam was not into that. He also shopped it around to Lindsay. Lindsay right away pointed out the flaw in that if Drea played her idol, then Miriam would go home, and it was a bad idea. And they kind of had a conflict because of that. And because of it, Lindsay no longer trusts Jonathan. He kind of blew up his game, making that move. And him being a big threat, it wasn't a good idea for him to go after Dre in the first place, but he did what he did. All right. We come to a reward challenge right away. Everyone is getting rained on. Everyone is suffering, and they're just not feeling it right now. And the reward happened to be pizza and also a warm bed to sleep in. All right, so everyone wants that because they're cold, they're shivering, and they're raining. So the reward challenge is basically they start out in the water, they race through a bunch of obstacles, untie a very long knot to get a pole with a sandbag on top of it. They have to balance the sandbag on top of the pole, going through obstacles, going through a balance beam all the way to the end. And then they have to toss the sandbag onto a platform a couple feet away. Hold on a second. I don't know what's going on with the video. But after that, yeah, that's the end. Jonathan got through every obstacle first. He was the first one to toss the sandbag. After a while, everyone caught up because he couldn't make it land on the platform. In the end, Lindsay was able to win the first challenge, and she got the reward. She got to take two people with her. She chose Omar first, then Mike. Those are the two people she wanted to work with. And even when she first got back to the tribe, she was already telling Omar about what Jonathan did and why she doesn't trust him anymore. And Jonathan doesn't recognize the fact that she didn't choose him, and she no longer trusts him just from that choice. She came up with the excuse that Omar never had a reward and that kind of stuff. So I guess he kind of bought it because it didn't seem to faze him, and he didn't seem to pick up on the hints that she was dropping. At the reward, Lindsay decided to tell everyone that, she told Mike and Omar that she took with her. She told them about the 3-point advantage that she has, that Drea and Hai also has, which means when there's 3 of them in the game, they get an extra vote. When there's 2 of them in the game, they get to steal a vote. And when there's only 1 left in the game, it becomes a hidden immunity idol. All right. She told him all about that to show that she trusts him. And as soon as she's saying all that stuff, Mike mentioned the fact that he no longer trusts High, because High sort of like bullied him into that vote and made him go against his word. Then that's when Omar made a great game move by telling a lie. He said that High told him that Mike is just a puppet and he can use him any way he wants, which pissed off Mike, and now Mike wants to get rid of High. Brilliant move, just amazing gameplay by Omar as usual. Everyone trusts him. No one's looking at him as a threat, and he's just shadow playing all the way through this game. All right, he does that. Mike buys it. They go back to the tribe, and right away, Lindsay and Omar is going out to pick firewood, and Lindsay realized that two idols were just played. Drea and Mariam both played their idols to keep themselves safe after seeing Chanel and Roxroy on the jury. Seeing two Black people on the jury, neither one of them wanted to go home, so they sort of played their idols. Lindsay's thinking there's probably an idol hidden there because two was just played. She went around searching for it. She basically checked exactly where it was, but missed it. She touched the tree where it was, and it was like a couple of centimeters away from her finger. Cut a couple of centimeters away from her finger, and she missed it. She walked away from it. Mariam went out looking for firewood and immediately saw the advantage right up in the tree that Lindsay missed. Now she has another hidden immunity idol after just playing one, and no one knows about this one. So perfect gameplay by her. Just this season alone, the ladies are really killing it with the advantages. The only two guys had advantages beside that this season, and everything else was got by the ladies. I think it was Hyde with the 3-part advantage that he got in the beginning with Drea and Lindsay. And we also got Mike, who got the beware advantage that turns into an idol. All right, so just those two, everything else was the ladies. And of course, Drea, king of advantages, she's getting them left and right. All right, she still got that knowledge is power advantage, and she can take Mike's idol at any point. All right, because that's the only one she knows about right now. She also knows about Miriam's extra vote, but she already has an extra vote. She don't need it. All right, and now that they get back, right to the individual immunity challenge, and it's basically balancing on a narrow beam and holding up a bow with a ball on top of it. They have to balance the ball for like 30 minutes, and then they move down a thinner part of the beam and start all over. Right away, Mike was the first one to drop out, like a couple seconds. Then Mariam, it came down to 3, and it was Drea, Lindsay, and Jonathan, obviously. And then Drea dropped out, and it was Lindsay and Jonathan for the longest while until they got down to the last part of the beam. Jonathan couldn't really balance on it because his feet was too big. Lindsay's a perfect fit for that, and Jonathan ended up falling out, and Lindsay winning the individual immunity. So she won the reward and the individual immunity. Two challenges in a row. She's winning, and she's putting up those W's, and now she's forming relationships with new people. Her game is looking good. I mean, I'm remembering her name because she's doing good right now. And then immediately, Mike wants to get rid of High because he felt like betrayed by High. He wants to get rid of High. Other people want to get rid of Jonathan, so there's like split between Jonathan and High. But everyone is thinking more strategic, and they're thinking High is playing a good game. They want to get rid of High. High wants to get rid of Jonathan. And Mike goes up to Jonathan and tells him that High wants to get rid of him. So now Jonathan wants to get rid of High. To the point, the blindside was so perfect to the point everyone wanted to get rid of High except High. And he's the only one that didn't know, to the point where he is going up to Jonathan and trying to make him feel comfortable, telling Jonathan that he found an idol and he's going to play it for him to keep him safe. as soon as he said that, I thought Jonathan would have bought it. I mean, he's been playing pretty stupid, so I thought he would have bought it. But right away, he knew it was a lie because he knows that Hai is trying to get rid of him, and the fact that Hai is saying that he's going to play an idol for him, he knew it was a lie. He told Omar. Everyone is bringing information to Omar. Like, no one sees him as a threat. I don't know why. That just means his game is that good. All right. He tells Omar about it. And yeah, so it's pretty much, and Omar is thinking that this blindside is so perfect that he wants to flip it. He wants to flip it and get rid of Jonathan instead and keep Hai. They get to the vote. They get to tribal. Everyone is talking very cryptically about getting rid of threats. And the threat could either be Hai or it could be Jonathan. So kind of shopping it around that way. They get to the vote. And I think right away it was 2 votes Jonathan, and every other vote was for Hai. So Hai didn't see it coming. He actually told everybody good game because he was so comfortable. He did not see that coming. And no, Hai is going home, and I'm excited to see what the rest of the till next week, what Survivor has to offer. Jonathan's got to pick his game up. He already ruined his game a little bit. He's got to start looking for idols. He's got to start looking for advantages. He's not doing anything else. I don't think anyone is going to vote for him to win. Even if he gets to the end, he would have to win every single immunity challenge, individual immunity challenge, just to get the win, because the jury wouldn't vote for him because he only played one aspect of the game. He's not doing any blindsides. He's not outplaying he's outlasting, but he's not outplaying, outsmarting anybody. He's gotta pick up the game. He's got to put other aspects of the game on his resume because it's not looking good for him. The jury's just not going to vote for him. If I was there, I wouldn't even think of Jonathan as a threat. I would think if I can get to the end with him, if he can take me to the end, I would win. Anyone sitting next to him would win just from the fact that he's not playing any. His strategic game is trash. His social game is trash. Like, anyone sitting next to him will win. So till next time.